Welcome in to Football Fridays with the girls from Hooters. I am Doug Ottewill, your week one host. I am sitting next to Emily,
Hi.
who's a seasoned veteran at this. She did this all last season. Emily, you're back for another year. Why would you subject yourself to this?
Because I had fun, duh.
Yeah, you liked it? Oh, okay.
I got to learn a little bit about football. I got to see the Broncos actually win a couple of games. That was nice. That was exciting.
Do you feel like Bo Nix was a rookie last year?
Mhm.
You were kind of a rookie last year. You feel like coming into this season, you've got a lot more confidence. You know the playbook.
I do have a football for dummies sitting out there with my bag, so we'll see.
I mean, you probably had to read that last year.
Yeah.
This year, I would say
Still a reference.
you're ready to roll,
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Okay. Well, so let's jump into it. What did you think about the Broncos season last year? Like, did they surprise you that they made the playoffs? Were people you're there on game days? Were people surprised? Like, what were your just general impressions of the Broncos last season?
I definitely think people were excited to see them go as far as they did, and they won the first game. And it was like, oh, okay, maybe they're having a good day, and then they won another game, and another, and more people were just like, oh, maybe I should actually start paying attention to this. And by that very last game, the restaurant was full. Everybody was wearing Broncos merch. It was exciting. I love the energy.
I was going to say, you've been doing this job, not this job, but the job at the restaurant for years. What does it mean for a business like Hooters when the Broncos are actually successful?
Well, being so close to Denver, I mean, there was a lot of people coming out to celebrate and cheer them on all together. We had tables of families, of friends, just big parties all across the restaurant cheering it. Like you could feel the energy in the restaurant. It was nice.
What's your thought on Bo Nix? I mean, a guy that came in last year, was probably exceeding expectations. Still a lot of room to grow, but just in general, is he the guy? Is he somebody that's going to be able to take this team to the next level? Are we premature in thinking that? Like, where do you weigh in on Bo Nix?
I'm kind of impressed with how Bo Nix has been over the past season. I'm looking forward to how he's going to be this season as well. I think he needs to really work on tightening up those times, and I think that he's going to take the Broncos pretty far this season, if not farther than we went last year.
How about this defense? Are you buying into the hype? I mean, at the moment, most people around the country, football experts, writers, personalities, whatever, they think the Broncos have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Are you on that hype train? Do we?
I think I might be on the hype train. I might be along with everybody cheering them on.
What's one of your biggest concerns heading into this season? And we're going to get into bets here in a minute, but just like what could derail this team from what everybody thinks?
I think they might get too comfortable. They might be like, oh, well, we did as well as we did last season. We can just kind of make the same moves and not looking for improvement in ways that they can
reading their own press clippings, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into the bets, tell me what's going on at Hooters these days. You guys got a big lineup during football season. Like, why should people go down? What's going on? Here's your pitch. Give me your pitch.
So first of all, we have the Hooties Pick 3, and that's going to be every day, all day. You get an appetizer, an entree, and a beverage for $11.40 per person. It's a minimum of 2 people. So, date night, that's a great option. You get an appetizer, you get those 2 entrees, you get 2 beverages, you can upgrade. We've got a lot of new drinks coming in. We have a whole new drink menu. So we're featuring, we have an espresso martini now at Hooters.
Oh my.
I'm very excited.
It's problematic.
Yeah.
For game day.
We're filming this on Thursdays, but it's going to air on Fridays. But Thursdays we do bingo. So I'm going to go tonight to play bingo. I think there's like a $300 jackpot tonight. So hopefully I can get some money and an espresso martini.
There you go.
Those are my plans for this evening.
That sets you up for the weekend.
I know, yeah. Getting ready to work. Next weekend we have the Canelo fight. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I love fight nights. Still with the energy in the Hooters. It's just unmatched.
Compare the energy of a fight night to a big Broncos game. Like, what's the crowd like at both? Is it same but different? What's your feeling on that?
It's a little more tame because people are there with their families and their friends. And for the most part, it's Broncos jerseys as far as I can see. Every once in a while, we'll have a trader come in something else, like a Raiders jersey.
Do you serve those people, or do you give them maybe a little extra spice on their wings that they didn't ask for?
I give them a little extra spice.
Okay.
It's kind of my thing.
It's good.
Yeah, you ask for ghost pepper wings, you're getting them extra wet. Like, sorry. No,
beware, Raiders fans.
Yeah, the energy at a Hooters on a Broncos game, it's so much fun. The second you pull into the parking lot, I work evenings, parking lot's packed. I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna park. I should have just walked to work. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the Canelo fight. I'm looking forward to football season actually officially starting. And then a goodie but an oldie is the Wing Wednesdays. All you can eat. It is $16.59 per person for all you can eat wings all day on Wednesdays. That's a really good deal as well. So we got a lot of fun things at Hooters this year.
This Sunday coming up, Broncos open up the season. Anything special prepared, or what's kind of your, Emily's playbook for the successful Hooters game day experience?
So I get there. I'm usually double fisting caffeine beverages of some sort, an energy drink, a coffee, both. We'll see. We'll see what is needed this Sunday. And I make sure I wear my short sleeves because I'm slinging a lot of beer. And we got some $5 Big Daddy beers this year for football season as well. So come out on those game days, get some cheap beer and some good hot wings.
All right, well, let's jump into this. The Broncos play Sunday at home against the Titans. Titans were one of the worst teams in the league last year, as evidenced by the fact that they got a top draft pick in Cam Ward, new quarterback. He's going to start as a rookie. Broncos, on the other hand, kind of come in with expectations for the first time in a long time. When you look at the entire NFL slate, the Broncos are favored by 8.5 some places. One of the biggest spreads in the NFL this weekend. Where do you weigh in? Do you think the Broncos, if you got to make that bet, you got to make that first bet. You haven't even seen them play yet. They win by 8 or more, or are you a little uncomfortable with that big of a line?
I think they're going to win 8 or more for sure. I have confidence in the Broncos. They did such a fantastic job in the last season. And I think as long as they don't get cocky and they don't put it on autopilot, I think they can go all the way.
So you're just trusting the home field advantage, the fact that they're a better team in general. That's where you're just confident in those factors.
I sure am.
Well, I am too. I'm taking the Broncos, and they're going to cover. And I think the biggest reason is because you've got a rookie quarterback in Cam Ward, and as good as he may or may not ever be, he's facing one of the best defenses in the NFL, in one of the toughest places to play in the NFL, in his very first start as a pro. Mm-hmm. I don't see that going well for him. If you go back and you think about Bo Nix last year, had a great season, right? You go back to Seattle, which was his opening game, a tough place to play. He was terrible. And even though we thought he was great on the season, he did not look good in his first game. I see much of the same thing for Cam Ward, which is why I'm taking the Broncos and the points. Let's move on to over-under. I know it's one of your favorite bets. The over-under this game is 42.5, meaning both teams will combine for either 42 or 43 or either side of that. How do you look? How do you weigh in on that?
I think they're going to be under. I
Under?
think it's going to be a slow start for their season. They're not going to play all their cards first game. I think that they are expecting the Titans to kind of be the underdog, and I think they're not going to just go all out this first game.
You mentioned kind of maybe a little slow start for them, not going to put all their cards on the table. Did you watch the preseason?
Not really. I work during those games.
So you're kind of hit and miss on what you're seeing.
Yeah, I wait for a beer and I look at a TV and then I'm running.
Well, to that point, if you're serving a beer at the wrong time, you might have missed the first team because they're on and off the field. So you don't really get to see them much. What we did see from them in really small samples is that they weren't that sharp. Mm-hmm. So I, for the reason you just mentioned, am taking the under also. And there's two reasons why. One, I think we haven't seen this first team offense really play yet. I think there's going to be some rust they have to knock off. I mean, Bo Nix was good last year, and he's got better pieces this year, but they haven't all played a full game together. So I'm gonna go with the fact the offense is going to be okay, but not dynamic here in week one. And going back to what I said about Cam Ward, first game as a rookie in Denver against a great defense, I could see the Broncos pitching a shutout, or maybe a 7 or a 10 point kind of game. That's going to leave a lot of points for this offense to score to make up the 42.5. I don't think that both teams kind of get there. The math doesn't work for me. I'm going to go under. Okay, let's take a bigger 10,000 foot view. Season win total. Last year, the Broncos won 10 games. They went to the playoffs for the first time. I think their line last year was 4.5. People didn't know if they could win 5 games last year, and they doubled that up. So this year, the line is set at 9.5 wins. That would be a half of win less than last year. They're supposed to be better than last year, but the line reflects it. What do you think? What's you like the 9.5? You going over? You going under? Where do you weigh in?
I think I'm going to go over. I definitely have faith in the Broncos taking last season and learning from it and going farther this season. So I think I'm going to maybe an 11.
11, okay.
One better than last year.
I've seen it from a lot of people, that 11 win mark. I'm going to go over also, but I'm going to stick with 10 wins. I think they're just going to get it. I think there's more film on Bo Nix. People are going to know what he does best, what he does worst. I think defensive coordinators are going to reflect, kind of game plan around that. But I do think this team's better. So I think 10 wins covers the win total and gets them into the playoffs. So I'm gonna stick with the over. Let's get into, and we did this last year. This was a lot of fun. The weekly contest. What kind of prizes you got lined up for people that are interested in doing the Hooters weekly picks?
Well, I know for sure you can get a Hooters apron out of the Hooters goodie bag. I've looked at what Lauren puts in those little goodie bags for the contest each week, and you can get fishing lures, you can get koozies, there are free wings for a year, there are 10 free wings. There's all kinds of stuff you can get. And you might
There's
make
no
a Hooters
reason
girl jealous.
not to play. There's
Yeah,
no reason
exactly,
not to play.
Exactly.
You can do it every week. You can do it some weeks, and you do it not some weeks. But there's going to be a weekly contest. If you log on to Mile High Sports Instagram, Mile High Sports Twitter, the Hooters Colorado account, we're going to be posting this everywhere, so you're not going to miss it heading into any week. But basically, we're going to have 4 bets and a tiebreaker every single week. Mm-hmm. So you and I are going to do this on the show just to kind of give people the sense of the kind of bets that we're going to ask you to make. And then from there, we kind of tabulate, we pick winners, and all the prizes that you just mentioned are distributed at will, and it'll be great fun for everyone. So here we go. First bet. Just simple. You don't even have to do the line. Broncos, Titans. I think I know where you're headed. Where are you going?
Broncos.
Same. Broncos. We just talked about it. And we're going to do this just as a reminder to people that want to play the contest. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about these bets on the show, but this will be the first 2 bets of every contest every week. So pay attention to what Emily says. You might want to apply that to your bets. Mm-hmm. Over, under. I think we both just took the under. Mm-hmm. So, just throw it out there for the bettors out there. Bet 3. It's kind of an in-division one that's of interest to us. Chiefs, who are a 3-point favorite against the Chargers. Who do you like there? I think both of those, everybody thinks the AFC West is stacked. Those 2 teams going out, it's a big stage setter, perhaps. Who do you like, Chiefs and the Chargers?
I think I'm going to go with the Chargers. I don't know if fans are going to have the kind of faith in the Chiefs that they had last season with some of those really, really close calls.
They did. They skated by a lot last season. That's a good observation. I think I'm torn on the Chiefs because the Chiefs are this team that like you said, people kind of just sort of they didn't really have full faith, full trust, whatever you want to call it. Yet they came out winning every week. Mm-hmm. On the flip side, they didn't look good while they were doing it. So I'm going to go opposite of you. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. They're going to win ugly, but that's just what the Chiefs do. I think they'll be right back in the mix. They're a year older. They've got Taylor Swift is officially a part of the family now. I'm going to stick with the Chiefs. Bet 4. Lions and Packers. Packers are favored by 2.5, but another great divisional game. Lions were a great team last year, got upset early in the playoffs. I got a feeling that they're out for some revenge. Who do you like? Lions, Packers?
I'm going to go with Lions.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Packers. I think this team is they're poised to make a run, poised to make a lot of noise this year. They're doing it at home, so I'm going to stick with the home team. But that's a pick 'em kind of game, if you ask me. Okay, this week's tiebreaker. Will former CU Buff Travis Hunter have 3 catches or more?
I'm going to go with or more.
You like 4 plus?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, I think you will. I think you draft a guy like this, you're going to want to highlight him, if for nothing else, so your fans are fired up about him.
Yeah.
So I think the offense down in Jacksonville is going to cause a lot of problems for other teams because Travis Hunter is dynamic. And I think they're going to highlight him early and often. That's your 4 bets, plus a tiebreaker in case you need it in the contest. That's about it for the show. Anything you want to add as far as, your Broncos predictions? Got any crazy predictions this year? Bo Nix wins MVP. What do you got?
I don't really think I have any extra predictions, but I definitely think you guys should look for this edition of the Mile High Sports
And that one.
And this brand new one that I just got my hands on today. I'm in both, so I'm kind of a big deal. You should definitely come out to your local Hooters and grab some. I know I will be later.
Show up to Hooters, grab your magazine. Emily's got a Sharpie. She'll sign it for you.
Get your beer, get your Hootie Pick 3, get your good takes on football with us, and have a great time.
Last chance for the week. Tell them what's going on at Hooters and why they should be out there.
So Wednesday, all you can eat wings. It's a great deal. Come on in, get your wings. Personally, Naked Daytona, one of my favorites. Thursdays, bingo. You get free drinks, free beer, free food, all kinds of stuff as a prize from bingo, not to mention the money. And then on Saturdays, we show all the fights. We have a Canelo fight coming up next week. And then I'm pretty sure next Saturday, Loveland's going to have a Wags and Washes charity bike and car wash and puppy adoption. Like, I might have to go work in Loveland for a day so I can go do that as well.
Puppy adoption?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
So.
All right, there you have it. Make sure to get on down to any of the Hooters locations in Colorado. Watch as the Broncos take on the Titans in week 1. We'll be back next week with week 2 and your contest picks. Have a great week, everyone.